Massive dump from Bitcoin to start October or Rectober. What is it going to be, guys? This is the moment now. These are the entries that we could be getting that could be defining for quarter four here. Let's see how this goes. I've got you guys all covered. You naturally are panicking now, but levels that I gave you guys yesterday, they are now in play. We're talking tons of altcoins. We're talking BTC. I'm giving you a trading plan. This is our moment. Let's get right into this. And remember, if you are enjoying the dump, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. If you're enjoying good entries, hit the like, hit the bell. You know what to do. Here's our moon boy with the goggles. I told you guys, even if the market's falling over, these goggles stay on till the end of the year. I don't care what Banter Bubbles looks like. Look at this dog shit over here. Can somebody tell me what FTT is? 12%. But everything else, absolutely rinsed.
That's FTX talking.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is indeed. And, oh, well, you guys know why that thing could have a little bit of action here. Okay, so let's go. We've just seen a big dump in the markets. Naturally, everybody is panicking. I see the guys in Sniper Club. They're all over the chats, absolutely shitting themselves. Guys, I've got you. All my charts were in Sniper Club, updated on Monday. Lots of those levels have been hit. Guys who watched the show yesterday, tons of levels have been hit here. I'm going to take you guys through it step by step. We're going to look at what the next potential plan is or what is going to happen next on the market. But nice to see Celestia there, Ray, minus 9%. Nice little look there for Celestia. Let's take a look at BTC. Come on, bro. Okay, so yesterday, what did we talk about? We spoke about BTC losing this rising trend. This is Bitcoin now on the 4 hour. I was saying to you guys, this thing is looking a little bit bearish here at the moment. A little bit, let's be cautious. And we identified a couple of levels slightly higher up. This was the horizontal. It was the trend. We've also got our easy algo weekly pivots in the way up here as well. So we knew that that was going to be a big resistance band. And then naturally the 200-day MA coming into play for us as well. So now we are losing that. Okay, so things are now turning a little bit bearish. So my trading plan that I gave to the Sniper Club guys earlier was look for a bounce either at the 62, low 62 level, or we were looking at the 61-100 region. Now, we have just lost, okay, our 62. We're going to see how this is going to play out. But we've had tons of altcoins hit some huge zones. And some of them I gave you guys yesterday. I gave you a couple of these setups. So we're going to take a closer look here and see how you guys can perhaps manage yourselves. But big level now for me, for BTC, if we don't hold this current bounce, we are looking at 61-150. Then I've got some interesting things coming here. I've got the 50-day moving average at 60,200. I've got our anchored VWAP from the September dumps also in that region. So this looks like quite a big zone for me. Anything down to 60K. And Musfaka wants to send us to 30. Bro, I'll still be here. I'm never leaving you guys. I'm telling you. These are the moments. And guys, look, if you are panicking, okay, don't panic. Okay, this is part of the game. If the market is bullish, this is part of the game. A couple of war stories and that's not going to scare us. Okay, we've got our levels. We've got our altcoins. We know bigger picture, macro is good. Okay, the things are teeing up very nicely here for a nice bullish run. But I think it would have been a little bit suspicious if we expected, to walk into October and to get immediate pumpage. So let's talk about this a little bit more in depth and try and just make sense of what is going on. So we've seen tons of bull posting over the internet, and you guys might have remembered in September, everybody was saying we were going to get wrecked in September and we were going to be all happy and rosy in October. And what have I been saying here? The issue is we started pumping in September, okay? And didn't the market now price in already a nice bullish October? So maybe it is time naturally for a little bit of profit taking. And that is what my tile was about today. What I was trying to tell you guys, we don't want to get too excited. We understand the bigger picture is good, but how do we get there? Okay, let's not all ape in here at once. And this is now exactly what is going down. So Crypto Rover just gave an interesting tweet here because he was saying in every election here, Bitcoin was green in October, November, December. Yes. Whenever September is green, October, November, December have also been positive. Okay, that doesn't mean the whole month is positive. Okay, that means there could be multiple shakeouts along the way. Okay, so we're going to look at a couple of things here. I mean, it can't be that easy that we just walk into October and all the pumpage starts. So if you guys want to follow a cool little chart, You can get this for free. This is on CoinGlass, and they give you all this information. So here's all the monthly data on BTC from 2013 onwards. They show you what has happened every month, and I suspect they're going to need to update the current October situation because they're saying it's only plus 6%. I've got a feeling it's a little bit lower now, potentially after that little sell-off. So CoinGlass, you can grab this map. They've got great stuff on their site. You can take a look at all these charts that everybody has been posting. Now, one of my issues was too much bull posting all over Twitter, too many bull vibes going on. And, Lark Davis, he's a great guy, don't get me wrong, but he was just saying, this is your last day of being pre-rich yesterday. Okay, this didn't age well at all at the moment. Now, we understand, yes, October is a thing, okay? And we are going to end up, I reckon we are going to end up green in October. But, when the whole of Twitter is coming out and bull posting all these types of things everywhere, we just need to be a little bit cautious here. I mean, this was great. This was actually a banger. This was everybody getting ready for October to start, but nobody expected what was going on right now. Nobody expected a couple of missiles. This is wise advice. Bull posting all day long. Look at that. There goes Doge. What is this? TON. What do they got you? A Bitcoin, ETH, absolute shitcoin. Okay. Just basically, guys, too much bull posting. Okay, when the whole of Twitter agrees on something, no, that's not correct. You don't want to do that. Okay, so, look, the stuff goes on and on. Bitcoin Archive just telling us Bitcoin made the biggest September gains in 12 years. The average gains that follow when September is green will see BTC break 100K this year. I mean, that is bullish. Okay, tons of bull posting, and he's projecting 80K in October. Okay, so yes, I'm not saying this is out of the equation. I like a nice little shakeout now, and we're going to deal with these shakeouts here. And Muchacho says, "Fucktober." Come on, guys, come on. JD Bruce says the strike caused the down moves. Look, there's a couple of things. There's that JOLTS news that has come out. We know there's the threats of a missile strike. Okay, we're dealing with this. Okay, these are all aspects of a bull market that come and flush you out. So CNN senior White House correspondent tweets, the US expects that a potentially forthcoming Iran attack on Israel could be similar in scope to the scale back in April. Now that turned out to be a nothing burger, but I do remember the market having quite a shakeout when they last announced those types of things. So, this is a typical reaction here in the market. Then we had the JOLTS, or the US job openings, okay? According to JOLTS, 80,000 openings versus expected 7,700. Okay, so pretty strong. And what these guys are saying here is, how can Powell cut another 50 basis points with the market looking like that? Okay, the economy is looking a little bit too strong. So we need to understand. So a little bit of sell-off on the S&P naturally. So there was a couple of factors today. Okay, a couple of reasons why we could have got a little bit of sell-off. So the S&P, all is well still. Okay, this thing is sitting 5,640. That is my support zone we're watching. So no changes here. If we start losing this zone, yes, naturally, crypto is going to feel it. Okay, we got a few reaction zones here along the way. If we start losing those levels, Bitcoin is going to be deep and dark. Okay, prep yourselves because it's going to get ugly. But right now, we're just watching 5,650. That's a hot zone for me. And what do we do when there is a war headline? Okay, now I was a little bit late on this one, but the first thing you want to look at is oil. Okay, the minute somebody wants to fire a rocket at somebody, fuck me. Okay, you go straight into this oil chart and look at this. This is US oil, and it's absolutely ripping at the moment. And don't forget, you can trade these things. You can trade these things in PrimeXBT. Look at that. I took a scalp oil long there. I was very late. Okay, excuse my entry. I'm actually embarrassed by the status of my entry, and my entry price here is 73.72. So I mean, it's abysmal, that entry, but it was a total FOMO buy there. So that's me on PrimeXBT. You can see the oil price is now ripping on the 1 hour. Big trend break there for us, and things are cooking now from the oil front. I'm not going to hang around very long. We're just going to look at some highs sort of in that sort of region there, and we'll jump out. A little scalpy there on PrimeXBT. So remember, on Prime you can trade gold, oil, S&P, those things, and then naturally you can do my other business, which is scalping BTC. So you can see I've added to my ETH position. I'm going to show you exactly why I added to that position. We hit our target that I gave you yesterday, and I am in a BTC long, but yeah, we're going to have to see how this one is going to play out. Okay, I suspect we could see a little bit more downside. I'm actually going to put a stop here just little bit deeper than these lows. Okay, so I'm going to just drop it. I'm going to drop it at 61,600 for now. Okay, just in case they want to sweat us out a little bit more. But you can see we're currently bouncing here in the market. So far, things are looking okay from that front. Okay, let's get into a couple of things we need to talk about. Why do I think? Okay, multiple reasons why. Okay, we could get Rectober or not October, or at least why we have to behave ourselves. Okay, here's a couple of moons. Now, for all the astrologists out there, okay, the moon boys, okay, and I'm talking about the actual moon boys. I've done a little calculation. I've looked at the last 9 moons or 8 moons from this year, 9 moons from this year, from January, and every time we've had a bare moon, 8 out of 9 times it is dipped. Okay, I haven't calculated the size of the dip, but we are on the verge of getting another bear moon. I believe the bear moon is coming on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. That's tomorrow. Okay, so that's going to be somewhere around there. Hello, sir. Okay,
I'm just learning, watching.
75% of the time, well, that's me working out what 8 out of 9 is. If you guys know what 8 out of 9 is, you tell me. But 75% of the time is my guesstimate, or 80%, no, 70% of the time, the market falls over when we get a bear moon. Okay, the one odd time was in February, okay, earlier this year when we were in the midst of a mega pump. Okay, so, but, okay, 75% odds we start trending down after Wednesday, okay, for a couple of days, even a week, even 5 days, things like that. That is on the table, okay? What else do I have here? Okay, let's not forget, okay? Please, let's not forget. We can't just suddenly become absolute moonish when we had a dump on the 5th of July. We had a dump on the 5th of August. We had a dump on the 6th of September, okay? Why can't we have a dump on the beginning of October? Okay, here we are. Is this the beginning of the dump? Okay, and I see Chaos says astrologists in the house. So here's my BTC on the daily. Okay, so just a reminder, look at these dumps we had at the beginning of every month for the last 3 months. Okay, and naturally this time could be different, but this is an interesting start for us. So BTC on the daily, you can see the plan here for BTC spot traders, guys that are holding bags, the margin traders, they're relaxed guys, the non-psycho degen traders like me and Ray. You're looking at about 61K as your main support level, down to 60. You can see the 50-day MA, and then a little bit lower down, we've got the 57,800 zone. So both of these are still super bullish zones for us. We don't have to be bearish if we are down at 57,800. It's not going to feel nice, okay? Our P&Ls are going to be shit, but 57,800 is something that we can deal with. So nothing to panic about just yet, okay? I would like to see the 200-day MA at some point reclaimed, okay? So even if we get a little dip here, I do want to reclaim this 200-day MA relatively quickly. But overall, okay, you've got your big levels. You've got your spot levels and things like that. There's absolutely nothing to panic about here. Everything is still in play, and the plan is still running accordingly. Okay, let's take a look at our heat map, and you can see we flushed out a couple of, we flushed out a couple of longs now. Now we are sending it straight back up. So if we're looking for moves to the upside, I would keep my eyes on 63,300 to the upside. Then if we do get a push, 64, okay, nice little zone. And then to the downside, these are the new longers, okay? We got guys here, stop losses and things like that, all sorts of stuff happening, 61.5, that type of region there to the downside on BTC, okay? So you can see that's pretty much where my stop loss is. If they want to come do a stop hunt, they're going to come and grab us down there in those types of areas. Okay.
Hold on. We need to do a likes hunt or stop hunts. Let's check out these likes. Because the market's down, it means we don't smack the likes.
Guys, remember, I've always said to you, okay, when the market's falling over, you come to me, okay? This is where we're going to sort you guys out. This is where we shine, okay? This is where we really deliver the best. And here we go. So let's start with, okay, let's get into altcoins here. What was I saying earlier? I was saying it to the Sniper Club guys earlier. There were a couple of areas I was looking for the bounce here on some of these altcoins. Number one was this dominance chart. Look at this. We're pushing into the previous weekly resistance band. Now, we have broken that before, okay? So we broke that before. We retested a support. Then we lost it and closed under. So this was going to be the first zone where we could have got some kind of altcoin bounce. And funnily enough, okay, and don't be shocked, you're going to see that rejection tied in with things like ETH hitting perfectly on its level. 2,480. His Sol hitting a perfect level. Brett hitting perfect levels. AVAX, all these types of things. And now we're getting our rejection. So what we need to play out now for us specifically is we really now need to get this dominance trending back down very quickly. Okay, if we get a little pop here on dominance, that's going to tell me that BTC is dipping lower. Okay, we're going to 60K, somewhere in that region, and these alts are going to start feeling a little bit more brute force, I would suggest, to the downside. Okay, so naturally now 57.7, we want this rejection to hold. We want to see this daily candle close under this weekly resistance zone if these altcoins are going to get saved. Okay, if they're going to come and end us and send us to hell, well, our shorts, Brett and Sui, are going to start printing. Okay, if not, we better close those things, and we better make sure that we are jumping back into a couple of longs. So let's take a look at the others chart. This is now the entire market, excluding the top 10. So it's all the shit coins, okay? Excluding ETH and Sol and, you know, anything in the top 10, and a nice little reflection. And this is the retest zone that I gave you guys yesterday. I was looking for a nice little bullish pullback. And for me, anything down to about 200 billion, nice little zone for me. Okay, so anything into that region. Ooh, Valerie, which CME gap are you talking about? Because the one I've got is the big one. That, you know, it's the main one for me, that 54K. So hopefully Valerie's not sending us straight to 54K. I'd like to think if we are going to go close that big one down there, they're going to at least be gentlemen about it, and they're going to give us some kind of downtrend. Okay, so we have a couple of bounces that we could play along the way. Okay, so that would be first prize there if they are going to send us. But look at that. I mean, this is horrific. Valerie, don't send us down there, please. At least not today. I don't think I can stomach that full move. Now, okay. Come on. Guys, remember, when the market is red, okay, this is your opportunity. If you were bullish on the market yesterday, trying to buy breakout candles, okay, fuck me. You got to be bullish now. When the market is red like this and it's dipping like this is your moment. This is your time to shine. And Uncle is here as well. Step into my office. Step into my office. Bro, we just hitting zones. We just hitting zones all day. There he is.
But your zones are always bearish, bro.
What do you mean? We just hit it. It's perfect. It's absolutely
okay,
perfect.
so now we're going to bounce now.
Yes.
Are we bouncing?
Yes. I've added to my ETH long here. We're cooking. Well, so far. Okay, we're cooking. Hello, sir.
When did you start? Hold on. When did you start?
Start what?
Adding...
I added more now. There. So there's my PrimeXBT.
So how are you cooking already, bro?
Well, because I've been in this ETH trade for a while. I just added.
You're not cooking now?
Added. No, I'm not cooking now. We're cooking just now.
Oh, you're cooking just now.
Okay, can I get back to my people here?
Bro.
No, I'm good. I'm good. This is my moment. This is, I mean, when the market's falling over, this is my shit. Okay. Cool. Uncle is leaving us. Let's get back into this. So ETH, let's just talk about ETH quickly. Straight into our zone. Okay, 2,480. What an absolute banger. Look at this thing. Let's just dial in and see what's going on here. So this was our level we gave you guys yesterday. That was where I promised I was adding to my ETH position, which I have now done. And naturally, this is our big zone now. 2,480. This is our line in the sand. And I just want to point out one more time. Okay, if you are not using fibs, okay, please just get them on your charts. Look at this thing to the absolute dollar on this fib, on the 382, 2,481.6. Okay, come on, let's go. And that is looking like an absolute banger here for us for now. Okay, it's for now. So we're not out of the woods yet, because we know what happens in the market generally when things start falling over. We get a little dump. Then sometimes they want to come for a second visit, okay? So let's not say we are completely out of the woods just yet. So 2,480 for ETH. That is the big one for me that I'm watching right now. My average entry, let's just confirm where that average entry is, 2,402 now, because I've added a little bit to that position. So I don't want to get rinsed, okay? I really don't want to get rinsed. Let's highlight where that is. And that is just over there. Okay, so that is my average entry there on ETH. And if we're going to get stopped, well, it's going to be messy, but we can always jump back in later on. Now, remember the game plan here. If this market does turn more bearish and we start losing this trend, okay, there's a very good chance we're coming back to 2,100. Now, we don't want to go there, okay? We don't really want to go there, but it is a reality for us. So for me, added to my ETH, naturally bullish here, looking for a bounce in this play. Could be another visit. So 2,480 could be visited again, maybe a dip a little bit lower in that zone, but a great start there for us on ETH. And hopefully some of you guys got some of that. Then here is Sol on the daily, absolute banger again, 145. And we had this level yesterday. Now it wasn't absolute perfection, but we've got 146 here on Sol, and bang into the 100-day moving average, bang into the 382 fib, bang into the horizontals. and a nice initial reaction here for Sol. So I've added a little bit to my Sol position here where we stand. So let's just confirm what my average entry is here. My average entry on Sol is now 131. Okay, because I've added a little bit to my position. And look at Render and look at Brett. Okay, I took those trades 10 minutes before we jumped on the show when we hit the zones. Okay, so we're going to deal with those shortly as well. I'm going to take you through that. And just to finish Sol, my average entry is now 131. Okay, don't want to get rinsed out there. Let's just highlight that guy. Bang, over there. So naturally, I'm expecting Sol, if we do get more downside, okay, worst case, a double bottom would be pleasant. Okay, if they are going to send it lower, 140. Big zone here for us. Next level, 135. Massive zone. Okay. If we start losing that 618, I suspect I'm going to get round tripped. Okay. I'm going to get absolutely closed out on that Sol that I've been sitting in probably for 2 weeks now. Something along those lines. So naturally for me, 135 is the big one. I want to see a bounce there. Interim, 145.6, 140, 135. Those are your big dump zones that you're going to be watching. These are your areas that you're going to be paying attention to now for Sol. Okay, upside, we're not going to panic too much about upside right now on some of these tokens, but you can see the highs are in play. 162 is what we are watching. Okay, so naturally, just to point this out again, we could see a situation along these lines. Okay, a little downtrend. Like I've explained before, that 382 bounce is often the start of a downtrend. Then we get the moves lower down, and then you'll see all those stochastic RSIs reset, the regular RSI resets, and then the market starts firing off again. Okay, so great start here for Sol. So far, so good on that bounce. Let's see how this is going to play out. Okay, another banger I've got for you guys is AVAX. Oh, this is so beautiful. Look at this, Raymond. Look at this, bro. Okay, we gave you these levels yesterday.
I concur.
Come on. Okay, I want to point something out to you guys. Hopefully you got this yesterday. Okay, 25.66. Look at this level that we plugged in here yesterday. This was the sneaky little anchored VWAP from the September dumps. Look at this, the highs and the anchored VWAP from the September dumps. Look how that has come into play there for us on AVAX. So 25.66, that is your AVAX support now. Now, what are we looking at? Similar game plan to Solana here. If we do get a decent bounce in the market, this region could be the start of a mini little downtrend. Okay, we could see a situation like that where we're coming back to visit that 618. So let's not turn that off. Okay, let's not say that is out of the equation. And just because we've had our first bounce doesn't mean they're not coming back for a second visit or a double bottom play. So right now, if you did catch that bounce on AVAX, you can bang your stop under those lows, that sort of level there, 25.6, that sort of area. If they do come back later on, there's a chance they want to take you to 24.4, somewhere in that region as well. So look out for those zones. But again, great DCA opportunity for those of you that are buying spot, for those of you that were trying to top up your margins on breakout plays. If you were bullish yesterday, if you were bullish last week, now you got the meltdown. Now's your time. This is your time to shine. We are moving into DCA zones. These are the zones that you've been waiting for all along the way. Okay. Let's talk Phantom. Okay, interesting one for me. This one hardly sniffed. This one hardly moved today. And we had a juicy zone that I gave you guys yesterday. Didn't even get close. Okay, we had a little sneeze there on Phantom. I was in a scalp play Phantom. I got stopped at entry earlier, and now I've re-entered. I'm going to show you that one on WeX as well. And you can see we're just going to adjust this level here for us now. And big support for Phantom if the market starts falling over, 0.65. 0.65 is what we are watching. That is now a big zone for us. 0.65 on Phantom, and upside targets. Look how this thing pinged this horizontal, 0.76. Absolute banger into that horizontal. If we do start breaking higher, we're just looking for consolidation in those areas, and then we've got multiple trades to the upside when it does happen. But right now, you want to make sure you are protected to the downside. What is your level? 0.645, a little bit lower down, 0.57 to 0.55. Those types of areas there, they could still come into play on Phantom. But so far, so good. It's shown a ton of strength here. And let's take a look. Okay, so this is my current WeX situation. And Sui has given me such a hard time. I had to cut half that position in that pump yesterday. Then I added some more. So finally, you can see I'm about break even on Sui. You can see my unrealized P&L is 500. But my realized that I had to close out was 500. That thing really started putting me under pressure yesterday. So that's not a good look for me. I'm going to remain in that short Okay, I still want to see 𝗬𝗢 go to 1.4. I'm not changing my view on that. I'm going to show you that 𝗬𝗢 chart in a minute. Brett, okay, we've got a strong bounce here for Brett, and I'm $2,182 up. I'm going to close this one. I've sat in the short for a long time. Okay, it's time to close it, and that's some handbag money there for playing a short, okay, into a nice little banger zone. So Brett is now done. That is closed. Theta, I'm getting absolutely drilled on this thing, and if we start losing those lows, I'm going to have to deal with that appropriately and cut that one. And Injective, look, no reason to exit Injective just yet, and we'll see how this one plays out. So I'm going to hang on to that for now. Okay, let's talk 𝗬𝗢. And again, I'm adamant this thing at some point is going to fall over. I was saying to the guys earlier today, it's actually getting bad. It's becoming an ego trade, okay? Ego trades aren't good because you're trying to prove yourself right the whole time. And it's actually quite a shitty mental position to be in, okay? But now I'm stuck in the 𝗬𝗢 position, and I'm going to see it through, okay? So once again, here's 𝗬𝗢, 12-hour. Bearish divergence in play, price action moving up, RSI moving down, looking tired. We've now had a bearish move on BTC. We've lost the trend. Maybe. Can I help you this way?
I was just concurring quietly.
Concurring. Ray likes to concur. He's concurring a lot today. Okay, so again, you saw yesterday Chaos brought MDX Algo into the equation, and 𝗬𝗢 was looking tired. Okay, so I still think there's an opportunity here for 𝗬𝗢 to fall over. At some point, this thing is coming down to 1.4. That is what I'm going to be looking for. If this does, reaction zones for me on 𝗬𝗢 still 2.02, that one is left, and then 2.18. Those are the big zones there on 𝗬𝗢. But yeah, I'd like to see a breakdown. You can see we've got a little flag here. I'd love to see this breakdown, and then we can start adding to that one, and send it to where it belongs at 1.4. So 𝗬𝗢, no changes there for me. Upside for me, if risk reward on entering 𝗬𝗢 longs now, yes, maybe it goes a bit more. Maybe it goes to this 2.18, something like that. But for me, longs are pretty risky now on 𝗬𝗢, if, in my opinion. But naturally, I'm biased. I'm stuck in a 𝗬𝗢 short. So we're going to have to see how that plays out. Oh, this Brett. Okay, guys, I gave you this level, a couple of levels yesterday on Brett. First one, 0.0889. Second one was 0.084. Okay, why was 0.084 interesting? It's the 50-day moving average, and it's this horizontal. You can see this little region over here, 50-day moving average and horizontal, and nice little ping on that zone for Brett. So naturally, that would have been the better TP zone for me on that Brett short. Unfortunately, now I've closed it after a bounce. I've given up about another 5% there on Brett, unfortunately, but that is now done. Okay, so that one is bouncing strongly. I'm going to put my stop under those lows. So you can see here is my Brett trade currently. I'm going to just put my stop under these lows. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's banged there under the lows. Okay, so that Brett should be relatively safe now if the market does decide to come back a little bit lower. So Brett traders, just to recap here, you've got your main support, okay, 0.0838. Okay, that is your one you're going to be watching. Naturally, we do have this trend in play at the moment, and there could be a possibility that we come lower again and we come and visit the trend. So let's not assume we're out of the woods. If we do pump higher, we could easily get a situation we come back into that region, look at that trend, and then we're looking for that little pump after that. So Brett traders, big level now for me, 0.0838. That is your hot zone. Okay, rising trend in play. If we start losing the trend, just like ETH, yes. Okay, things are bearish again. Market's going to hell. Bitcoin's at 58. Those types of things, not going to be a good look for us. Not going to be fun. And then just to dial in on these lower time frame setups that I gave you guys yesterday. Now, I haven't prepped, tons of them for you today. I think it's important on days like today, we actually zoom out and we look at the big levels. But the principle is the same for all of these altcoins. And you can copy how I set these things up and just put them on your own altcoins that you are trading. So yesterday, the first level I gave you on Brett was the 0.0923. Okay, look at that. We had this perfect reaction earlier today, 0.0923, and bang, okay, popped higher off our reaction zone. What did they do? They came back to trend. Small little reaction here. You can see we had that little reaction candle, but the big one for me was when we dropped into the anchored VWAP. Okay, we've got our anchored VWAP. We've got our horizontals in play here, and we had our backup on the 50-day moving average. So that was a big zone for us here on Brett, 0.08 𝗬𝗢𝗟𝗡, okay, and that was a big area, and that's exactly how you build these types of setups. But the interesting thing here is we lost that first trend, we retested, we sent it lower. Now we've lost this trend. Okay, so there is a chance that they retest here and then they send this thing a little bit lower down. So just remember, when you start losing these rising trends, we actually have to turn a little bit more bearish. Okay, we need to understand that maybe these pumps are going to be short-lived, and we need to take profits until we start breaking these trends again and start moving higher. So typically, what do we want to see on something like this? You're going to have some kind of downtrend here. Bang. Okay, and right now we could have a situation, we take profits whenever we bounce, you take profits, and then when you start breaking that trend, then we start pressing, then we start adding to these altcoins. And May Channel says the bull run has been cancelled. Guys, look, we felt this way when? On the 5th of September, we felt this way on the 5th of August, we felt this way on the 5th of July. Okay, this is a feeling we used to. Okay, we used to getting abused in the crypto market. Okay, this is what makes us better traders. This is what makes us stronger. And we know the games that these guys are going to play. So remember, guys, trends have been lost. Okay, potentially bearish in certain respects. You can look to, especially the scalpers, the leverage traders. You're looking for nice little bounces, quick TPs, things like that. Jump out. And when we start breaking trends again on these types of time frames, then we start pushing. Then we start getting a little bit more aggressive. And look, here is Render. And I think Ray, did we talk about Render yesterday? I think we did. And we did. We did. Okay, Render, just a beautiful example. Again, I gave you guys 2 levels for Render for a bounce. Okay, so when the market is falling over, what is the first thing you want to do? You want to zoom out. You want to get out of the 15-minute candles. You want to take a step back. You want to say, where's my daily candles? Where's my 12-hour? Where am I in the bigger picture? And that is exactly what you can do for something like Render. And these levels I gave you yesterday, 5.9. Look at this thing. Bang on the button. Okay, the dump zone. Look at that. It hit the 100-day moving average. It hit the 382 fib. And some horizontal tie-in for the bounce, okay? Now, that doesn't mean we are out of it. That doesn't mean we now go to the moon. All that tells us is this is a big, higher time frame reaction zone for us. That is where typically these coins put the brakes on those types of levels, and that is where we get to make rational decisions, okay? We don't want to be making irrational decisions out of big levels. So, for example, if you were trying to exit Render above the 100-day MA in that region, look at it. It's dumped now, and it's actually bounced off that area. Now you can make a rational choice. Now you can say, okay, it's bounced. Now you wanted to exit just now. Now you have your opportunity to exit while it's a little bit greener. Okay, so just remember, these areas I use to keep me level-headed, okay? It keeps me rational here. It keeps me sane. I like to zoom out and see what is going on in the bigger picture. Now, let's just finish on Render, because we do have upside targets that I love. 7.8 to 8. Love the zone on Render. I still think it's coming. Okay, how do we get there? Well, typically, we've got the squeezy setup in play now on Render. And you know, I love these setups on these altcoins. These type of plays really excite me. Okay, and here is Render 5.34. Mark this on your charts. Look at this area. It's the 618 fib. It's the 50-day moving average. It's the trend. It's the horizontal. It's a massive zone for us. So if this wasn't the bottom of that Render move at 5.9, let's say this thing starts dipping lower, your next high conviction zone, 5.34, that is going to be your next bounce area that you're going to be watching. Okay, there it is, 5.34, and then that one should be the move that takes us to the 8 level. That should give us our bullish target that we are looking for. So right now, all is good on Render. Okay, we've had a small sneeze in the market, and yes, things fell over slightly, but all is well. Guys, remember, I'm going to get into some more charts now. What you can do, okay? You can go into the link in the show description, and you can take a look at the exchanges that I'm trading on. 𝗬𝗥𝗑𝗥, Zoomex, we're still in that comp. It ends today. It's the last one today. We've got Bitfunded. For those of you that are learning how to trade, maybe you want to try Bitfunded. You can trade with other people's money. So you buy one of the challenge accounts in the show link in the description. You get involved. You show them 8% return. You show them 5% return, and then they give you their money. You trade with their money. It's real money, and then you can keep 80 to 90% of those gains. So if you're learning how to trade, maybe it's something you want to look at, and then you're not burning your own cash while you are learning the game. So there is all the stuff, okay, in the show description here. Just click under the show. There's all the links. Снайпер Club is there naturally. And I've got a little announcement on Снайпер Club that I'm going to be doing for you guys shortly. So stick around. I'm going to tell you what is happening there. And you can see PrimeXBT, I always scalping Bitcoin on there. There it is. Zoomex, Blofen, BitGet, MDX Algo that you saw yesterday is there. Easy Algo, the pivots that I always talk about, it's all there for you guys. And there's Bitfunded. It's now one link. So you can just click on that one. And if you want to get cracking on that. Okay, let's finish render. Okay, so yesterday I did, I gave you guys this render scalper play setup yesterday on the 1 hour. And just like we've set it up on Brett, you can do the exact same thing on all your altcoins that you are watching. And this was the typical area that we were looking at. So just in closing here on render, you can see this thing has lost this big rising trend. We have reacted where? We reacted on the 382. We reacted on an anchored VWAP as well, and these horizontals. So very interesting here for us at 5.9. What does this tell me about render on the lower time frame? This tells me if we do get any pumpage here, possibly bearish until we get to lower levels. Okay, so that is also a bit of a clue here for you guys that things could be short-term bearish. This could be a week, this could be 2 weeks in play. Look, naturally we can fix that with a massive guard candle out of BTC and these things start ripping. But until that, okay, we've got a downtrend here and we've lost it. I mean, we've got a rising trend and we've lost it. So we could have a situation here where we start trending lower. So watching key levels, 5.9, lower down on this chart, you can see 5.35 is also quite an interesting little area there for us. Okay, let's talk Injective. And I know, guys, I'm trying to cover you with tons of your tokens. And, some of these were in the comments. Remember, what you can do, the simplest way, if you want to get certain tokens, just leave them in the comments after the show. It's got to be after the show. Drop your comments of which tokens you want me to look at. Ray compiles them for you. He sends them to me and we pick a couple of them and we drop them in the show. So here is Injective for you guys. And this is naturally topical because I'm sitting in an Injective position. And this is us on the daily. So we've got a nice little rising trend here for Injective. So nothing really, like not too much to panic about. But what I do want to do, I just want to take a look at a fib from up here. I just want to see what we've got in this type of region. Okay, and this is interesting to me. So I just want to adjust this fib. I just want to get a fib from this move on the 6th of September. So I'm going to take away that one. And I want to just highlight this zone, okay, because that is tying in with the trend and that is tying in with the horizontal. So we do have some horizontal tests here. Look at that. We've got 1, 2, 3 candles, 4 candles here. We got 5 candles, 6 candles. Okay, so we know, and here, okay, look at that. We know this is a hot zone for us, 21.1. So Injective traders, if there is a little bit more weakness, watch out, 21. Okay, that's a hot zone there for me. We've also got a 100-day moving average. That is where I would look for a bounce. If we do lose that zone, then things get ugly. Okay, naturally, we'll get a bounce on the 50-day MA. We'll get a bounce on the VWAP, those types of things. But then this thing is potentially falling over a little bit more. Okay, so just exercise caution there for me. Injective 21.1 upside 200-day moving average. You can see that is the blue line up here, big rejection. And you guys have seen over the last week how this is coming into play with all of these altcoins. It's now become a big target for some of them. And again, simple rejection off the 200-day would be very odd to just break through a 200-day MA at your first attempt. Okay, second, third attempt, yes. Once we pop through there, that's going to be great support for us. But until then, big resistance bands. We saw it on Phantom, we saw it on Sol, we saw it on Bitcoin, we saw it on all of these other tokens. So no surprises that we got a rejection there on Injective at the 200-day moving average. So that is your resistance now, 24.4. Keep your eyes on that guy on Injective. Okay, let's talk Arweave. And this was an interesting one because I pretty much got rinsed, okay, on the Zoomex competition on Arweave. And I actually need a bounce. If I'm going to stay in contention here in the top 10, at least, I need this thing to bounce. And for me, this is 20.3. So we're watching 20.3 on Arweave at the moment. Injective traders, this is going to be your big level that you want to pay attention to. This is our 618 fib. And you can see we do have tie in here on horizontals. So this is an interesting zone for us. This whole region over here, that is zone number 1. So if we do get a little bounce, I expect some kind of rejection, 21.8, that type of region, and then maybe a second visit to that zone. Or if they really want to, we're going to send this thing a little bit lower down now. So 20.3, okay, big zone for me. Resistance now you need to pay attention to. 21.7. Okay, that could be a big rejection zone. Why is that a rejection zone? Look at this. This was huge support for us for 7 days. Okay, now we've lost it and we've lost the 50-day MA. That tells us we are bearish now until we break through that type of area. So let's see how big this bounce is. Wherever this bounce reverses, you're going to be able to then form a trend, and then you're going to be looking at a trend. And once we get that trend breakout, then we turn bullish again. Then we're chilling, then we're cruising. The market gets that easy mode, and we're trading breakout candles again, okay? But until then, we're being super cautious now. Things are looking bearish. Let this thing bounce. Let's see where it turns over later on today. And, if the market's going to remain bullish here, I want to see it hold 20.3, but there is now a possibility that we come back to these lows at around about 18. So let's not write that off completely. Let's see how this plays out. But big resistance, you guys can see it, 21.8. That's a big resistance band for you guys. Now, final day of the Zoomex competition, and you can see this P&L has changed drastically. Okay, the guys got rinsed. And you can see that in that dump here. Sniper Paul, the whiff king. Okay, he's still up 230%. And I got a bit of rinsage today, but I'm still coming 8th here in the Zoomex comps. Remember, top 3 are getting a prize from Zoomex. They've offered $1,000 for number 1, $600 for number 2, DDH. Okay, and there's another one, number 3, and is going to get $400 if this remains the same. So anybody who wants to take them out, you've got approximately 12 hours here, and you're going to have to go DGen. You're going to have to go high leverage, and you can see your targets. If you want a second place, you need a 78% P&L at the moment. If you want third place, you got 75% you need to take out. So keep your eyes on that. There's 12 hours left. And yeah, guys, I think if we get a bounce here, I think the guys are going to be okay. Another one for me was GRT for you guys. Ray, did we talk about GRT yesterday?
I want to say yes. Or was that Sunday?
I marked it up, but I might have just been an update for the Sniper Club traders. But okay, so GRT, this was also another topical one. And, this now has dropped down into our first level of interest. Now, just like that render chart, we might be in a situation where we're getting the squeezy type of setup out of these altcoins. And, it works on these bigger picture setups as well. But I'm very interested in GRT at 0.152. Okay, so how do we get there? What does it look like? Well, number one, there could be there could be a bounce here. Okay, so if we do get this bounce in the market, just like I've shown you on Arweave, looking for a rejection on the next bounce, which maybe then sends us a little bit lower to that 618. So that is a possible game plan here for GRT traders. So 0.152 is the big one for me. If we reclaim 0.168, then I suspect we could potentially turn a little bit more bullish there. But right now, you can see we are struggling at this first level. Not a great look for GRT at the moment. So the big one for me, traders, 152. You can bang your stop under that zone, 0.1466, somewhere under that region when you do get to that type of level. So looking for that bounce there, 0.152 is where it's at for me. Then another one for us, we spoke about this one briefly, Tawo. This has been a hot banger, okay, for the last couple of weeks. And finally, a little bit of a breather. And Chaos and I were talking using MDX Algo yesterday that we were expecting some kind of breather on this thing, but are still looking for the 700 to 750 to get taken out. How do we get there? So Tawo, you can see in this market sell-off, it's still showing quite a lot of strength, but I would love to see a dip into this 480 zone, 500 zone, anywhere there in that type of region for me for the next big move. But it is showing tons of strength here. And, let's see how this plays out at the moment. But what is 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗓 saying? He's saying rules to rule the market. And what are rules to rule the market here, Ray? What are we talking about? And I got to tell you guys, I bought this absolute shit meme coin. Ray, I bought a meme coin on Sol today. It's the emoji dog. The emoji dog. It's a time for memes, bro. It's a time for memes.
Good narrative.
Okay, we'll talk about memes just now. Okay, we'll talk about memes. I'll get you guys the CA address, okay, and I'll explain it to you in a second. Okay, so Tawo, just to finish on Tawo, 500 to 480. That is my hot zone here for a potential bounce. Then a little bit lower down, we did touch on this one yesterday, 430 to 440, that type of region there. Upside target for me is still locked in, 720 to 750. I suspect we go there at some point, okay? It's coming. Okay, let's talk Rune. And guys, you can see I'm rushing through this stuff. I really want to give you maximum value here today. I want you guys to see all your big zones, all your big levels, and we're going to cover you. I've still got 3 more left for you guys. I've got 𝗬𝗢𝗟𝗡𝗢 as well. It's locked away here somewhere. And have we touched? No, we did. I did do 𝗬𝗢𝗟𝗡𝗢. Okay, we're doing Rune, and then I've got Super for you guys. I've got Peppy, and I've got some whiff action for you guys as well. So let's talk Rune at the moment. You can see what is going on here. We try to reclaim the 200-day, just like BTC. Now we have lost the 200-day. Notable, Bitcoin's lost the 200-day MA. Rune has now lost the 200-day MA. It's not the best look for us at the moment, and we haven't hit a nice zone yet. We haven't hit one of my juicy zones that I get excited about, unfortunately, and for me, that is 4.5. Okay, so 4.5 is the big zone for me. That is my long zone on Rune. That is where I'm going to have a go. So it's our anchored VWAP, it's our 382, it's our trend, it's our horizontal. We've got multiple levels of confluence here, 4.5. So you're watching that, looking for a bounce there. Then we'll see how we go. Okay, we might get a rejection at that 200-day and roll over again, or, you know, we could maybe consolidate and then send it higher. But right now for me, the big focus is 4.5. That is what I'm going to be watching. It's going to look something along these lines. You could probably get away with probably a 2 or 3% stop in that region, something like that. And, you know, if we do get lucky there and that market starts ripping later on, then, you know, 6.3 becomes a realistic target for us. But right now, it's all about hunting the best zones and the best entry. And for me, there's no trade on Rune just yet. 4.5 is what I'd love to see. And that would be my first zone of interest. Naturally, if we lose the trend, just like you've seen on ETH, just like you've seen on these other alts that I've shown you, we'll probably get a bounce somewhere in that type of region. Okay, that is the 4 level. Okay, but then we are looking bearish. Okay, and then things really start looking dark and deadly. So just a little bit of caution there for Rune. And then let's talk Super. Now, I haven't touched on too many gaming tokens of late. I focused on the meme coins because we saw AI popped, gaming popped, and the meme guys hadn't popped yet. So we caught some of those meme plays. But now maybe there's an opportunity on something like Super. And again, just waiting patiently. We haven't hit my pullback zone just yet. You can see Super banged into resistance. Okay, nice little pullback at the moment. But my first hot zone for me on Super is 0.976. Okay, that is what we're looking at, 0.976. Any type of dip into that zone for me is going to be a banger. And if the market really sweats us, mark this one down, 0.84. Okay, 0.84. That is what you guys are going to be looking at. Those are your 2 hot zones. So if there's another dump this month and I haven't covered this or I'm not covering it, mark this on your charts. I see Val, a good observation from Val. She says gaming didn't get hit as bad. And look, we have noticed some of the tokens that have shown a lot of strength lately hardly felt that move. Look at Phantom as well. And then, yes, some of those gaming tokens, the AI plays, they've actually done pretty much okay considering what we've just witnessed there in the market. So just to close on Super, 975 big zone, 842 big zone. Okay, watching those areas closely. And then Peppy also, this has been pretty strong, to be fair. And you know, Peppy, I've still got my upside target in play, and I still suspect we're going to get a short, multiple zeros, 1, 3. So that is, you know, we'll deal with that later when the market turns bullish. We should get an opportunity there on Peppy. But for now, we just got to play the consolidation game and make sure that, you know, we get some good zones. So let's clean this one up. Okay, that trade is actually now, the first TPs are done. Okay, so we've seen that was a banger. And let's now look at what happens next for Peppy. So the first thing you want to do, you take your fibs from the low on the 6th of September to the highs. Okay, and you start looking for key reaction zones. Now, the interesting thing for me is, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but Peppy has shown a lot of strength here. So when we had that sell-off, we didn't hit our 382 like you've seen on ETH, like you've seen on some of these other tokens. And that for me is a big level. So multiple zeros, 981. That hasn't been tapped yet. So you can see we are in a potential downtrend here on Peppy. Multiple zeros, 981 is where it's at for me. Let's look at something like that. Let's look for a bounce in that zone. And then we do have a little bit of cover. We got the 200-day, we've got the 100-day, a little bit lower. And I marked this one for you guys yesterday, 94. So 98 to 94, mark those levels there. That could be great entry zones for you guys. Those could be great potential bounce zones there. And Luke says OM is bouncing, RWA play. That's an interesting one. Let's actually take a look at that quickly. Let's we haven't looked at OM in a while. Let's see where we are with this guy. Geez, quite a nice little breakout here. This little banger. Look at this thing. Okay, so OM, yeah, wow, that's a proper recovery there from Luke. Okay, nice one. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's look for some rejection zones here. Take a fib from the high to the low. Where's my 786? Okay, a little bit higher up, so we can see we got resistance just ahead here. You can see this is a resistance zone for us. That whole area is an interesting zone. And let's look at sort of upside trends here. We can see we got a little trend there. Okay, we've lost it, but we reclaimed. Okay, so you could get a situation here on lower time frames where you get a squeezy type play. So what I would suggest here, look for something like this. Okay, let's see if this thing just starts putting a little bit of pressure on this horizontal. Okay, you've got your support marker there. You've got your lows. Okay, bang. Exit zone number 1. Bang, exit zone number 2. So exit zone number 1 here is 1.2. Exit zone number 2, 1.17. What you want to look for here, a little bit more pressure to the upside, a little pop, most likely a rejection in that 786 region, and then that move. Okay, so if that's going to remain bullish, that is what you're looking at. Okay, so looking for that little squeezy type setup, and your exit play, 1.2, close under there, it's out. 1.17, close under there, you can bail out of that thing, because if we start losing that, okay, things start turning super bearish, and we're coming down to this 50-day moving average a little bit lower down. Okay, wait, let me see if I can get you guys this CA address. Now, this is an absolute shitcoin. Okay, I'm just telling you guys right now, it's an absolute shitcoin. Okay, it's the first dog emoticon. Okay, so forever whatever that is worth. Okay, this thing's pumped a little bit already. Okay, so exercise extreme caution. Let's see if I can just bang this into DEX tools. And we got to talk about 𝗏𝗏. That's also looking pretty bullish here at the moment as well. And let me just drop this thing in here. I don't even know the name of this thing. It's literally an emoji of a dog. Okay, there it is. Go back. There it is. No, we've lost it now. Wait, we lost it. There it is. Okay, there. It's dog on Sol. Okay, and this thing is there's apparently a lot of chitter chat about this thing. Okay, it's literally an emoticon dog. Okay, the ticker, the token address starts with DLSCRN. Okay, and it ends in pump. It's one of those pump.fun situations. Okay, I've bought this thing. Okay, it could be suicide at a $3 million market cap. Okay, so just chill. Okay, let this thing drop a little bit more. But, an old friend of mine, Gustavo, he loves this thing. And he's saying there's a little bit of interest here. Okay, he thinks this could be a banger. And, so I bought it. Okay, he's the meme guy. Okay, I just, looks like a vibe. And, okay, so take a look at that. That's dog on Sol. It's literally an emoji of a dog. And then I spoke about this one on Twitter earlier today. This is 𝗏𝗏. Let's not forget about 𝗏𝗏. This thing is an absolute pumper. And, it's come alive again. They're making good content. Michael Saylor retweeted a 𝗏𝗏 video. Okay, now people didn't realize 𝗏𝗏 is not just a meme coin. It's actually a media channel. They're making content every single day. And they made a video about Michael Saylor, and he loved it. He started retweeting the thing. So 𝗏𝗏, I wouldn't sleep on 𝗏𝗏. I still got an upside target here, and I'm holding lots of 𝗏𝗏. I love 𝗏𝗏, and I've got about 110% move coming here to 0.06. So basically, the theory here is if the market is going to come alive again and the market's going to turn bullish, I think naturally these meme coins are going to start running again. Everyone forgot about memes for 2-3 months. Everyone got rinsed. They all went to zero. Okay, let's start the cycle again. Okay, the apes are going to come back. They're going to start pumping these things. Just remember, if you're playing meme coins, you can get rinsed. You can get wrecked. It can go straight to zero. Okay, so try and do some of your own research. Okay, make sure you know what you are getting involved in and you know what you are buying. But basically, that is that. Okay, that was a banger. Oh, I've got an announcement for Sniper Club. Okay, here it is. Okay, every chart, not every chart, most of the charts that you see on my show live are now going to get dropped in the Sniper Club for Sniper Club members to see. Okay, so you will have access to the exact charts that I've just drawn on the show, the ones that I've just touched and covered and done everything to. We're going to drop them in the Sniper Club. So all Sniper Club members, you're going to have access to this after the show. They'll probably be up within 45 minutes after the show has been done. Then you can go and look at them, naturally watch the show for reference to understand what I'm talking about, and then you can take a look at those shows. So if you want a piece of that, again, show description. Okay, go there. Show description there. Sniper Club, top of the list. Join Sniper Club, hang out with us. You'll find out everything we are doing in there and having a bit of a banging vibe. And yeah, Ray, that's a wrap from me.
Comments after the show, refresh, please.
Comments after the show, please, guys. And remember, everything's going to be okay. Okay, watch your big levels. Don't overtrade. I always tell you guys, don't overtrade. Don't over leverage. Zoom out. Okay, if you're trying to catch breakout trades on 15-minute candles, one fails, next one fails, third one fails, fourth one fails, and then you zoom out and you say, fuck, well, I haven't even hit the main levels yet. Okay, you know what I mean? You're giving yourself problems. So rather just take your time, zoom out, understand where you are, smaller positions. We're in a bull market here, smaller positions, bigger moves, fun stuff like that. Okay, remember, we want to have fun when we're trading. We don't want to be stressed. Okay, let's have a good time, not a bad time. And I see Bruce is here as well. Okay, guys, see you later.
Long's about to get fucked.